hospital safe zone. Sina looked at the protagonist, who turned to Sunhwa and motioned to the side, asking her to go there. She agreed with the bat in her hand. The protagonist turned to the receptionist and thought she was furious. Yes, yesterday then. She asked, did he get a title? The MC turned down in surprise and thought, did she mean the Discoverer? Then he confirmed that he got it. She asked which one. He sighed and said that he wasn't going to tell. She looked at him in surprise, and the protagonist thought that the guard scald know the players' titles, unless they told him. That's why they kept pressuring Sina. She must be having a hard time. But he had no reason to talk. It's better to keep the guards interested than asked, are they going to Changgachen today too? The MC confirmed it and added that they will go tomorrow too, at the same time. Near Guangwan Yuan stood in front of the crowd of players and announced that he had something to say as they could hurther. Was a dungeon nearby. They didn't know what danger might be lurking inside, but after the world changed, the risk became a big reward. If they agreed, they could go together. Jack said with a smile that he would go with him. He had helped him a lot. They would take this opportunity. He should let him go with him. Sam smiled and said that he thought it would be better together. Yuan then suggested going, and the others agreed with him. They would go together. He then raised his fist in the air and shouted, they would start tomorrow. We need to prepare for the raid. Meanwhile in Changchun, several city wolves spawned in front of the protagonist. He swung his sword and attacked several of them. The system reported that he had killed a city wolf. Sunhwa noticed that they were getting faster. The protagonist explained that it was because they had repeated this many times. They had been hunting wolves for the second day. He reached level without blinking an eye. They are currently killing monsters faster than they appear. They have received a lot of items and coins. The system reported that he received a mutant wolf fang. The current number of coins is Sunhwa then looked to the side and was surprised. There was one on the other side. Mick walked towards the monster and thought, is this the last one in this area? He then took out his sword from its sheath and swung it, attacking the monster. The system reported that heckled the city wolf. Then a system window appeared in front of him, and he was surprised what a notification it said that all the conditions of the hidden figure have been met. He gritted his teeth and said, damn. The system window said that he must obtain knowledge of the hidden figure, overcome the level limit out of difficulty wolves. Out of he thought. He tried to avoid all dangers. The system reported that the Wolf King, a Lionthrope, was appearing. The protagonist looked at the monster that appeared and thought in surprise, I like Anthrop. Then he turned to Sunhwa and told her to run. She hesitantly agreed with him, and then they ran forward, and she turned around and shouted, what is this? He replied, that now is not the time to explain. Then he turned around again, and seeing a Lionthrope thought, damn. The system reported the appearance of a Lionthrope, and the monster, opening its mouth, roared loudly. The system reported that the body was inflicted with a howl effect. The status is paralysis. MC and his companion shrank from the debuff. They received. Sunhwa fell to the ground. The protagonist called out to her in alarm, and she, raising her gaze, answered. Her body held her to hide behind the car, and she shouted in surprise, what about him? He roared quickly. Then he thought. Thothoth had guessed that there might be a hidden figure in the training, but he never thought that he would meet a Lionthrope. If we compare only, it is at the level of the monsters of the second floor, no stronger. He doesn't see his level because his level is too low. He thought that it was usually somewhere between, and not an enemy that should appear in the training. What should he do now? The difference in levels is too big. Then he let go of the sword in his hands, thought that it was too late to run away. He took out a potion and drank the contents, thinking now or never. The system announced that a large elixir of strength had been used. Strength is temporarily increased by 6 mana swirled around his body, and he said, I will have to use the strategy of the great adventurer, Jackson. The monster's eyes lit up with rage, and the protagonist ordered him to attack. After that, the lycanthrope pushed off the ground, and releasing claws in front of him, ran to attack. Suna at this moment looked out from behind the car, unthought that she did it. But will Oppa do it? She looked at the system window with the monster's name, and thought, a monster whose level is not visible. It is definitely different from the ones they hunted. Then what is he going to do? At this moment MC was standing in front of the approaching monster. Sweat was running down his face, and he thought that the fact that the level is not displayed means that he will not be able to defeat it. This is exactly what Theosystem says. The monster's claws were already approaching him. And the protagonist, spreading his arms to Theosits, thought that there were about levels between them. It is impossible to destroy this monster in battle. And then Hor remembered Jackson's lecture, which said that most likely he will not encounter something like this at a low level. It is surprisingly big strong, but the speed is not lagging behind. The best thing they can do at their level is to stay away. Or run away if a fight is inevitable. There is only one solution. A method. Worth trying, even at the risk of life. MC thought inventory. He took out a good quality lubricant quality. Lubricant can be used to sharpen blades, or for other purposes at that moment. The Lionthrope pushed off the ground, and jumping into the air, swung to attack Mick. Thought that the Lionthrope's first attack was a jump. The monster had already approached him and attacked the car with its fist. The protagonist managed to run under the Lionthrope an opening. The lubricant thought that after landing there would be an almost instant attack when the muscles tensed to the point where a shadow appears under the feet. He looked at the monster, and seeing the shadow thought here. After that, peppered the contents of the bottle right under the monster's feet, and he growled in surprise. MC pushed off the ground, and putting his hands in front of him ran straight at the Lanthrop, attacking it in the stomach. He thought he could do it. His strength had increased, thanks to the elixir. After that he hit the monster's body again, throwing it back. Then Harry remembered that the lecture said that you need to use the monster's size against it by any means and efforts. You need to throw it into the water. After that the protagonist was able to throw the Lionthrope into the water, and landing on the ground tried to catch his breath. Then the monster rose from the water and growled menacingly. Sunwa was surprised. The monster became smaller. What happened? MC replied that water always affects them like this. Now his durability is also less. He looks like a simple wolf. She asked if he studied any martial arts. He replied that he did not have time for it, only preparing for the exam. She happily waved her fists, and added, he fought like he came out of Amovi. He smiled and thought if he really was strong in battles, he would do without tricks. With these thoughts, Hugh walked into the water, and swung the sword in his hand. After that, he attacked the monster in the chest, and the system reported that he killed a Lionthrope. He thought that it was easier to figure it out than he expected. His level increased, and he thought that the monster was so strong that he immediately increased the level. Then his level increased. To the system reported that he defeated the hidden figure of the Lionthrope. He received the title of Excellent Hunter. The protagonist thought in surprise. A title in 3 levels in a row. An unknown observer was impressed by his strategy and wanted to sponsor him. He donated coins. The woman with the scales admired his camaraderie and wanted to sponsor him. She donated coins. The brave Lion King laughed at these dirty methods. MC thought that the guards also threw in some coins, since he reached level right away in that tutorial. After that he got out of the water and called out to Senna. She appeared at his side, and he noticed Thatch appeared as if she was waiting for this. She replied that she confirmed that he was level, so she would start explaining the item shop. He thought that he doubted whether it would be available. It seemed that there was no limitation. The tutorial only the level. Senna explained that the item shop could spend coins to buy special items. Since he wasn't the tutorial area, the shop would be set to tutorial. The system window in front of him said that the shop rank was tutorial weak stamina potion, coins weak, healing potion coins, weak mana potion coins. Scroll of return to low level safe area. Coins. She added that 4 items were available. The protagonist thought, okay, this is still training, even for will be enough. A total of coins were collected. Heckled. Make a stock of various potions. Cinia suddenly said Hin. She has a question. Does he have a real name? He thought in surprise, a real name, and then asked why should he answer. She awkwardly looked away and replied Thatch was curious. There was an awkward silence, and then she asked, won't he check another reward, a title? Hare replied that he would look around the store and then check it himself. She didn't need to know, he thought, did she? Think he would open the status window and show her. It was better to maintain a mystical atmosphere. Then a system window appeared in front of him, saying Excellent Hunter. A title that is only given in the training zone, applicable to non-sentient living organisms recognized by the system. Additional damage plus % movement speed plus % hunter strike skill A small chance to ignore attack targets, the protagonist thought. The foolish ones are most oft low-level monsters, and this skill will come in handy. He then turned to Sunhwa. She should be ready to leave, she wondered. Where are they going? He replied, tour dungeon, 2nd floor. She clarified, is he talking about that training dungeon, the one where they defeated the goblin? He replied, that it was true, she added. That he mentioned that the 2nd floor was dangerous. He looked at her and replied, seriously, that it was true there was a monster. Their thought was much stronger than the goblin soldier. Meanwhile, Yuan tried to continue fighting. While the players were lying on floor, around him blood was streaming down his face, and he thought, shit, where did this freak come from? How are they supposed to defeat him? His body was shaking from fatigue. It would be over if he fell. He had toe tack again. Then he charged and shouted loudly, swung his fist. Then he attacked the monster, but it attacked back, and Yim thought, damn bone. He can't believe the monster is still intact after so many attacks. It's like he's fighting AWOL. They're definitely going to die if he doesn't do anything. Is it really impossible to defeat? Yet he has to think then. He remembered the protagonist decided to give him some advice. If he encountered a monster that seemed too strong, he should aim for the left eye. He thought that was right, that guy said. So aim for the eye. But he was pulled out of his thoughts by the monster's fist, which flew right above his head. The player dropped sharply, dodging Theattack, but the trolls swung again and attacked him in the head from such a powerful blow. Yuan flew back and coughed out a clot of blood. He thought, damn, he can't win. Is this the end? At this moment, the system reported that a new player entered. He entered the boss area. There is no limit on the number of players escape from the boss area is possible within the next seconds. MC walked forward and said that it was now clear what happened. He looked at the magic troll, whose level was unknown, and said that the training boss was already here. At this moment, the players holding their bruises begged to be saved. One of them noticed that someone had come. MC, looking around, thought that there were many heavy injuries, but they were still alive. Yuan seemed to be unconscious. After that, he called the inventory and took out several weak healing potions. With a low effect level at this moment, Phil told them to run in seconds. They will not be able to. The monster will kill them if they stay. They must quickly escape from the dungeon. Then the protagonist gave the potion to Suna and told her to take this. She should distribute it among the people. That guy should also be given this. The system reported that a weak healing potion was installed in the slot. Then he continued. While he was fighting, she should tell the others to stay put and not move. Bill, confused, shouted they should wait. He didn't hear what he said. They have to escape. They will die if they stay here. But MC walked forward and looked at the monster. Thought the boss of the 2nd floor of Tower D. No one knows him better than him. A red name like a lycanthrope. It will be hard to defeat. They're famous for their vitality and endurance. The magic troll has a boss buff and resistance to physical attacks. The troll took almost no damage from melee attacks, a serious opponent for Yuan. Then he swung his sword and thought, however, Phil shouted anxiously, no. Then the troll swung and attacked in front of him. The protagonist thought that in exchange for his great power, his blows became slow. After Thathy swung his sword, attacking the monster. He thought that there was no special strategy against the troll, only constant attacks would work. The King of Fists, he knew, was able to kill the troll and get the title of trained because he did not let him recover and dealt damage non-stop. At that moment, Sunhwa approached the injured player and handed him a potion while trying to monitor the protagonist's actions. Phil asked in surprise, how is he? Then the system reported that the effect of an excellent hunter worked. The protagonist dodged the blow and thought that he saw the attacks and could dodge because he invested a lot of points in agility. Fatigue can be removed with potions that he bought in the store. If he is careful with it, he can finish him off. Then the trolls swung his fist. MC prepared for the attack and thought that they would have a battle of attrition. The other players were surprised, asking who this guy was. Did he come to help? How long had the fight been going on? About an hour. They couldn't believe how a person could fight for so long. Dill thought, how is he? He thought that Yuan was a genius, but this guy is much stronger. The protagonist, meanwhile, was breathing heavily and using an item from the slot. He wiped the sweat from his face and thought that he treated it on himself, and understood how damn hard it is. He had been chopping for almost an hour and the troll was still standing. Then the system reported that the troll's regeneration was gone. He thought that the boss was staggering Galdi close to the limit. He gritted his teeth and thought that the previous him would never have thought of getting involved in such a dangerous fight, but that was in the past. Civil servant Kim Hookjin will become a player. He must concentrate. There are minutes left until the chance to end everything just a little more. The brave Lion King decided to help him. MC thought in confusion, what? The system reported that the gift of outstanding strength was applied. The power of the next attack increases by %. MC grabbed the hilt of the sword more confidently and thought, the Lion King, damn it, why now it's too late. He attacked the monster again. Anthe system reported that the attack deals double damage. He thought that now the damage calculation was useless. He ruined the whole plan. The Lion King, you damn idiot.